You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Salam alaikum. My name is Sheikh Abu Hakim Abdullah, President Chairman of Al-Masjid Sharia Allah, AMSA, a non-profit religious organization operating in the state of Rhode Island, USA. I've been coming to you now for several years. Not on the internet, only a few years on the internet, but not even a year on the internet, I believe. And I'm trying to tell you like it is. Not like you want to hear it, like you desire to hear it, but like it is. And you seem to be ducking that. But I have to tell you this stuff because it's important. It's part of our way of life that I'm talking to you about. And it's the things you must follow. You must follow in order to be a righteous Muslim and also a believer. Also, if you want to keep the hellfire off of you. And that's what's happening to us now. We're getting a taste of the hellfire. Why are we getting a taste of the hellfire? It's because, like the Prophet Muhammad said, there'd be a time when we'd be fighting each other and killing each other. And the brother asked him, said, why? He said, how can we stop it? And he said, no, it's not how can we stop it. When will it stop? And he said, when you stop it. When you stop it. When you stop killing each other, when you stop it and do something about it, when you begin to think about what you're doing, when you stop it. This is what he's saying to us. This is what he was saying to us at that time and still saying it today because it's happening today. We're killing each other again. Matter of fact, after he passed away, we never stopped really killing each other at all. So I'm talking to you about that. It done got so bad out here now today that we got Muslims poisoning each other. Muslims dropping poison out the sky on each other with rockets and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to blame no one person, but this is what's happening to us. And it's getting worse. Muslims fighting not to put Islam somewhere or defend Islam. They're fighting for desire. They're fighting for their desires. Yes, they got a need, but for their desires. They're not fighting for Islam. They're fighting for democracy. The democratic system. This is what they're fighting for, the democratic system. And we have a system in our way of life. Fight to put that straight. Because that's the problem. Our people are not following the Quran and the Hadiths. Our people refuse to follow the Hadiths because it stops them from doing what they're doing. It's the laws in the Quran, the Hadiths. Explain it openly what it's all about. So we don't want to follow the Hadiths. Not collectively and all of us, it's just some of us don't want to follow the Hadiths. And so look what's happening to us. In Syria, in Yemen, in Yemen, Yemen, they're beginning now. In Egypt, they still fighting in Egypt. They're killing each other in Iran, Iraq. So we must begin to do something about it. We must turn around and do what we're supposed to do. And we're not doing it. We're doing everything other than that. We're not trying to stop this thing. Allah writes in the Quran and the Hadiths, if two parties of us begin to fight each other, we must come together and form a peace party. We must come together and form a peace party. Listen to that part. We must come together and form a peace party. I say it one more time. We must come together and form a peace party. A peace party. And try to break it up. Now, he says further, if a party, between two parties, if a party of us begins to accept it and another party doesn't accept it, then we should all join together as one group and fight that party that refuses to accept it. A peace. If he continues to progress, continue to fight each other, to continue to fight the other party, we must stop that. Now, if he turns around and ceased fighting his brother, then we must be just in our handling the situation. We must be just with him. We must be kind and understanding and settling these things. That's a lot. That's Quran and Hadith. But yet, what is happening with us? We're not doing that. We're not doing the orders of the Quran and the Hadith. Now, we're asking the Western world to do our job and to fight us, to fight for us and bomb us. Bomb us. Now, this is what we're saying. Bomb us. Please bomb us. Now, listen to that. Please bomb us. This is what some of us are saying. Please bomb us. To straighten this thing out. Now, I just heard a little while ago about when you get this here, it'll probably be a week away from now. But when you a week back from when this all took place, happened. But I heard that the League of Muslim Nations now are petitioning the United Nations to do something about it. I said this to President Bush, past President Bush, and I said this to Clinton, and I believe I said it to President Obama. I can't remember right now. I don't know if I did or not, but I think I did. I got letters back from Bush, from Clinton, and from Reagan office. I had never received any letters from Obama's office. Not one. The only letter I received from Obama's office was when he asked me to send some money to the Democratic Party. You see, when they was asking me to send money to the Democratic Party for the election. And yet I'm the one that he said he's not going to speak to. I'm not a moderate. I don't believe in modernism in that turning around and changing something in Islam to match our relationships, or bring our relationships with each other into a different bag, different way. Either you accept me the way I am or don't accept me at all. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. Now, they're asking what I have told them to ask. I wrote this letter and also sent it to the president, to the King of Saudi Arabia, his office, the Imam of Kuwait, his office, and a couple more offices. And I got no answer back from any of them. I guess I'm a nobody, so they don't write to me. But this nobody is reaching millions of people. They might not be looking at all might not be looking at my program, but the program is going out to millions of people. On the television, it's 1.5 million just in Rhode Island alone, 1 million something. It's going out looking at it 3 times a week. And 3 times a week they're looking at my television program here in Rhode Island. So, but yet they still won't send me any answers. And I'm going to show you how serious this thing is. When a Muslim turns around and do something stupid, like bomb somebody or punch somebody in the mouth, excuse me, thankfully, punch somebody in the mouth for no reason whatsoever, they turn around and put it all in the newspaper. Big old Muslim punched somebody in the mouth. Muslim did this, Muslim did that, Muslim did this. But when a Muslim turns around and tries to fight for what is right, with words and actions and deeds, like I am doing here on this television and in this website, on this website, you don't hear nothing from the newspapers or the television or any news, CNN and all the rest of them, or BBC or any of them. You don't hear that part. You, the citizens of the world, you don't hear that part. But there's brothers like myself that's talking up against what is happening, talking up against being a terrorist, talking up against terrorism in Islam. We're not fighting terrorists in Islam with our hands and sticks and bottles and guns and grenades and stuff, but we are standing up verbally and talking against this being a part of Islam. It's not a part of Islam. It never was a part of Islam. Islam is not made to compose people to do something or press people to do something. You can't do that in Islam. You can't try to make somebody do something they don't want to do. It's not a part of Islam. This torture and all this other stuff is not a part of Islam. That's a tribal stuff and whatnot. A lot of brothers don't believe in water bargaining and all that kind of stuff, and beating people up and squeezing their hands in the fights and all that. Prehistoric savages, and they don't believe in that. But I'm trying to tell you straight up, we are going down and down and down in our actions and deeds. The Quran is not going down. The sayings of the Quran is not going down. It's we Muslims are going down and down and down and down. We're beginning to completely try to change what the law says to do. And that's what we're doing today. We're waiting on somebody to bomb our brother, whether God is our brother. If the brother says, La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah, the brother has said to commit himself to Allah. At least he says he has committed himself to Allah. And we must consider that person a brother in Islam, in the Ummah. The Ummah is one way of life that we are part of, Muslims. And we must consider him part of the Ummah. So that's when they use the term brother. So we must try to deal with this brother and try to help this brother and try to stop this brother from doing what he's doing. That's all this from Allah. Now, so what happens with that? We're not doing that today. We're turning around and trying to make ourselves moderates. We want to try to make ourselves modern Muslims of today. We want to change the deen to match the desires of the people today. The desires of the people today is the same kind of desires they had yesterday. Control of themselves, control of everything they want to do, the desires to do what they want to do when they get ready to do it is the same desires they had then. We call it free will. Same desires they had then when the Prophet Muhammad came with Islam. It's just a different time. Bismillah. Excuse me. Bismillah. It's just a different time. Alhamdulillah. So, we have changed, we're trying to change that. We got brothers talking about dance with the bear, dance with the lion, dance with the wolf. These are the people we hugging and kissing on, the people that are contrary to our way of life and doing everything contrary to our way of life. Allah tells us to leave these people, leave the people alone, leave them be, let them do what they want to do. They already been condemned. This is what he tells us in the Quran, how to leave them be. But no, we study dancing with them, trying to be a part of them. We even marrying them, each other. Not the woman marrying the Christian man, but yeah, we do that too. We do that too. Muslim women are marrying Christian men and whatnot. They're doing what they want to do today. And they still consider themselves Muslims. This is what kills me. People are openly violating the laws of Islam and still consider themselves Muslims. Their law calls them apostates. Those that have apostated their religion, those that went back on their religion, those that turn around and put their religion equal to God. Put their desires equal to God, excuse me. Put their desires equal to God. Allah. Those that marry people that are practicing paganisms and all these Sabbath things and all this stuff they practice. Nudities and homosexualities and alcoholism, narcoticism and all these different isms. They practice these isms. They got TV programs, they're trying to push this on the kids. They got men marrying men, women marrying women, going to bed with each other, going to having sex with each other. You know, this is what they're doing, free sex, all this other stuff. They got it all on TV and in the radio, on the radios and in the newspapers and the magazines. They got men kissing each other in the movies or in the cartoons. This is what they're doing. They got it now. They accepted this as being a part of the society that we must live in. They no longer condemn it. And this is what we done turned into. And it's getting worse. It's really getting worse. I don't know what you're doing about it, but I know what I'm trying to do about it. And you brothers and sisters that are out there that listen to my program and hear my program and still want to strive to try to keep the deen pure, or still striving to keep the deen pure, I need your assistance in doing what I'm doing. I can't say how I need your assistance, but you can understand how I need your assistance. You have a letter, you have an envelope that comes with this piece of paper I have here. This is something that I sent out to people. This is a piece of paper I sent out to people with the statements I just told you about inside of it. You see, this is what I sent out to people. I'm trying to get a studio. I'm trying to open up a studio with a place that I can have gatherings. I could possibly have prayer service. A place where I can build a small economic development office to try to help Muslims get jobs and help bring Muslims over here from overseas to get them to invest in properties here in the United States. Alhamdulillah. This is what I'm trying to do, and I need your help in doing this. But back to the main part of the conversation, our deen. We are not following our deen correctly, some of us. I'm not saying all of us, but a lot of us are not following our deen correctly. And there's many hundreds of thousands that don't know how to follow our deen correctly, don't know the correct way of the deen that much. You got brothers in Islam that can't read or write. You got brothers in Islam outside the areas where there's even 2, 3 hadiths, Qurans or hadiths. Where you got brothers in places where there's only one person got a Quran and maybe a hadith, and that's the imam. And if he's going off on a trip, that the whole organization, the whole community is off on a trip. So I'm saying, hey, Bismillah, alhamdulillah, I'm saying, hey, it's time for you all to get together and do what you're supposed to do. Do what you are supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do. Do your job. This is why the wrath is coming down on us. I don't know how many of you believe in the wrath of Allah, but it's coming down on us. It's coming down on us hard. Believe me, for the actions and things that we're doing and the actions and things that we are not doing. Allah says, you get what you earn. If you earn the wrath of Allah, you're going to get the wrath of Allah. If you earn good things, you're going to get good things. It's what you do yourself in Islam is what gets you the benefits of Islam. This is what's happening. It's not something going to come out the sky. It's something that you develop within Islam yourself. So I advise you to go ahead and do what you're supposed to do in Islam. And there's no getting away from it. It's what you're supposed to do, do it. Don't let nothing stop you from doing it. I looked at, now they're trying to say the rebels did this. I don't know if the rebels did it or didn't do it. I don't know who the rebels are. You know, nobody really knows who the rebels are but the rebels. I don't know who's a terrorist in the rebels, who's not a terrorist in the rebels. Matter of fact, to me, a rebel, the majority of people that rebelize and whatnot, the majority of it is trying to terrorize people. Trying to destroy people, trying to drop bombs on people. They said that this was all the gas was done by the rebels. That the Syrian army did not do it. Well, there's a possibility the Syrian army didn't do it. There's a possibility that the Syrian army gave this weapon to people in the mountains where Hamas is at. These are the same brothers that came down and attacked the villages before. So they're capable of shooting off a rocket full with poison, gas of some kind, because I see them slobbing out the mouth, white stuff coming out their mouths, like mad dogs, mad animals. Kids being killed. Young 2-year-old kids, babies, being gassed. It's not the first time a Muslim has gassed another Muslim. Iraq did the same thing. Gassed Muslims. Hussein did the same thing. Hussein can do it, so can this president in Syria do it. They different tribes. Another thing they don't respect, tribes have got loyalty to each other. And their loyalty to outside Muslims. Like that. So I'm trying to tell you something here. I want you to listen to me. Please listen to me. Please look at the programs and listen to me. I'm not sitting here running the Fatiha down to you or class or one of them prayers out the Quran. That you pay to hear. I know you're not going to pay to hear what you're doing, but Allah says to strive for Islam even if it's against your own soul. Even if it's against your own soul, strive for Islam. It takes a real hard, straight-up Muslim brother to strive for Islam and say things that are condemning himself to a whipping of the hellfire. So I advise you to go ahead and pick up your Quran and stand up in front of the mirror and make a bayat to yourself that I will, inshallah, strive in the name of Allah for the Islam and against any and all enemies of Allah, whether they be brother, sister, cousin, uncle, nephew, wife, father, children, whoever they might be or is. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin, ar-Rahmanir Rahim, maliki yawmiddin, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, ihdinas siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim, ghayril maghdubi alaihim, wala-d-dallin, amin. Sadaqallahu.